This is your CBS 46 News Flash Briefing, brought to you by West Shore Home.
Good morning to you. I'm Gurveer Denza. This is what we're watching for you today. A plane carrying passengers from that tainted cruise ship in California has finally landed in Cobb County. According to Cobb County officials, the county's expecting two planes carrying those cruise ship passengers at Dobbins Air Reserve Base. One of those planes landing overnight. Some 250 passengers from the Grand Princess cruise ship arrived at the Air Reserve Base. They'll be screened by personnel from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Some will spend their 14-day quarantine period on the base. Others who perhaps live nearby possibly will be allowed to self-quarantine at home. We do know that approximately 34 of the cruise ship passengers are Georgia residents, and we're working to find out when a second plane will land at Dobbins. CBS 46 speaks exclusively with a Waffle House worker up in Cherokee County who tested positive for the coronavirus. Joey Camp says he's taking antibiotics and is under quarantine at Hard Labor Creek State Park. He says he only worked at the Waffle House on Marietta Highway in Canton once in the last 2 weeks. That was March 1st. But that one shift was enough for Waffle House to shut down the restaurant, sanitize the building, and ask other employees to self-quarantine. We found out that Camp was already in the hospital for 3 days due to another illness.
A little bit of chest pain, but I mean, other than that, that's just me recovering from the pneumonia. I still have a wicked cough. I ended up getting pneumonia. And because I didn't take care of my diabetes, I became immunocompromised, which is what the coronavirus looks for, is immunocompromised individuals.
Camp tells us he's not sure where he contracted the virus, but he did tell us in addition to cooking at that Waffle House, he also drives a party bus. Camp is going to be in quarantine at Hard Labor State Park for the next 14 days. In the meantime, Waffle House is taking safety precautions at other locations as well. And Fulton County schools are going to be closed for a second day after a teacher tested positive for coronavirus. That means more than 93,000 students are staying home while crews clean dozens of schools. Those schools are set to reopen tomorrow, but two schools, Bear Creek Middle School and Woodland Middle School, will stay closed until next week because the teacher who got sick with the virus split his time between those two schools. And three firefighters who responded to Bear Creek Middle School when that teacher collapsed are now under a 14-day quarantine. Their fire station, Station 15 in South Fulton, is also closed. The city says it ordered 500 protective equipment kits for police and first responders when the outbreak first began. And universities from one end of the country to the other are asking students to take classes online because of the coronavirus. Here in Georgia, more than 18,000 Georgia State University students have signed a petition asking school leaders to make the switch as well. And there's a similar push at Kennesaw State University. The students who support the move say it gives them a chance to protect themselves from the virus. All right, so we are dealing with mild temperatures, but again, the possibility of rain. Let's check in with meteorologist Fred Campagna to find out how long that rain's going to stick around.
Hi, Gurveer. Well, thankfully, it's a relatively low risk of some rain today. Most of the time, it will be dry. About a 20% chance of an isolated shower this afternoon, particularly as you get north of Atlanta. And the sun may break through a little bit. Temperatures will reach the lower 70s. Scattered showers possible late tonight, early tomorrow. It'll be mild overnight in the 50s to around 60. And another relatively warm day for tomorrow. Once again, cannot rule out a few scattered showers, but most of the time it should be dry, and the temperature tomorrow will reach the lower 70s. We'll do it again on Friday, although it'll be just a bit cooler with the temperature topping out on Friday. Generally on Friday it'll generally be in the 60s. About an inch of rain possible for us over the next several days into early next week. So the scattered shower threat continues for us through the weekend. Turns cooler on Monday with temps in the 50s.
This has been your personal flash briefing from CBS 46 News, brought to you by West Shore Home, Atlanta's one-day bath remodeler.